shit.
Maybe we shouldn't
Uh-oh.
record.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just don't go to grab it with the other
He
hand.
just did.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
did ya?
nearly killed myself, bro. Nearly bled out in your show.
Alright, we're recording, eh?
Are we recording?
We're recording.
Recording.
We
Okay.
are on.
Bring us in.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bar is Loaded, the pre-game show.
Pre-game.
The pre-game. We have on my left, or it could be your right actually, but Jacob Sofianos,
Thank you for having me.
and we have here Chris Andrews. What's going on, gents? Tell me your thoughts and feelings.
Man, a lot of prep going to the States, that's for sure.
Mm.
A lot of prep. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see WA hit the platform. We've obviously had a few East Coast state championships going already. And I think it's building the hype a little bit, you know? It's like, oh, okay, this is what they're doing over there. We'll show you what we're doing over here.
Mm.
What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, I think definitely the opportunity for us to go after most of the East Coast states. So we know what totals a lot of the competition has put up. Might influence a few decisions on the day, how hard people push.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Try and increase their seed as they go into nationals.
Yes.
And
Also just the first states that we've had since the new nationals rule.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're looking at battles galore.
yeah, we are. And this is obviously for the top 3 podium places, if I'm not mistaken, who will make themselves to nationals, which is, I guess, something that's been enforced
Yeah.
as of just recent with the new APU rules. So definitely interesting, definitely going to be good. And there's definitely battles at bay across all weight classes, sub juniors, juniors, masters. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
Yep.
So thanks, guys. I can't wait to go through it with you, with Jacob and Chris. So let's go through the women's first, and then we'll go through the men's with who we have expected to battle.
Me and Chris aren't, doing something rude underneath the table here. We're just consulting with our tech guy.
Ooh, saucy.
So, who have we got up first, Mina?
All right. So in the under 47s women, we have Jess Pham in the opens, and we have Keisha Ong. Now, what's your thoughts? We have a bit of a disparity here in totals from the last, I guess, qualifier.
Yes.
Jess Pham, obviously, she always comes in quite strong with all her comps. Biggest fanboy,
Fanboy.
of the
Yeah,
fam.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. No pun intended, actually. And yeah, looking at the totals, we have Jess Pham at 287.5, and then we have Keisha Ong at 230 kilograms. So again, we see how he plays out in the day.
Definitely. I think being the personal coach of Jess, she's obviously going through a bit of an injury at the moment. So I think for her, it's going to be get the numbers she needs. Obviously, we've only got 247 competitors. So realistically, these girls just need to make sure they get the qualifying total also needed for nationals. And they can go from there. Keisha, I'm pretty sure this is Keisha's first year competing.
Oh, cool.
Which is really cool to see the under 47 starting to build a bit of traction. I mean, the same thing happened years ago with the 66 men. It was like one person. Look, fast forward, 2-3 years later, and it's stacked.
Yeah.
So we may very well see the under 47s head this way. But to be honest, I think this is the first under 47s we've actually had at a WA state championship before.
Ain't that awesome?
Yeah, really
good.
cool.
I think it's growing internationally with the likes of Turbo Tiff and Heather Connor and out of the States.
Yep.
And so a lot of under 47s are going, oh wow, we can compete in powerlifting.
100%. It's not hard to go past Australian superstar Vicky either.
Oh,
Who's just gone on, so
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
she came very close to being on that podium in Malta. So I can see some Australian talent in this weight class starting to creep up in a few years.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. So it's really good to see. Obviously, it's podium placing too, right? So we have the 2 in the under 47.
We have the 2. They just need to get their total and,
That's
and
right.
they'll get an invite over.
Yeah. So interesting times ahead for the under 47s. Now, moving into the under 52s, we have the one and only Pham Pao. As they would mention in Hong Kong, it's not Tao Pham, it's Pham Pao.
Oh, not Tao Pham.
It's not Tao Pham, it's
Okay.
Pham Pao, all the way. And we have Jackie Caldona.
Jackie Caldona, making the comeback and upper weight class. Jackie was our veteran under 47 kilo lifter. Now she's moving up into the under 52s.
So now there's battle.
Now there's a battle. I mean, what are the totals looking at, Mina?
So we have Tao Pham totaling at 320 kilograms, and Jackie, same total.
Same total.
Wow, this could be a epic battle for first place. Boys, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be an awesome one on the day. I mean Tao obviously competed a lot this year.
She did,
Plenty of
yeah.
meets under her belt. I think she's healthy. You know, she'll be going in with a good attitude. But it's competing Asians very shortly after that.
She's going to do Asians, which is like 10 days after or something. So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see any battles based on the nominations at Asia's at the moment. So I think rising to the challenge of Jackie Caldona, they've obviously had quite close totals, even with Jackie being in the under 47s. So her going up a weight class, they're both on home turf. Jackie's last few competitions have also been, Adelaide for the qualifier, Commonwealth, Worlds. These girls have been traveling the planet.
They have been,
and now we get to see them on home soil totaling very close to each other.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
You can imagine as well, coming from world's experience, they bring themselves at the forefront of athletes. In this weight class in WA. So something definitely to look forward to watching live and getting to see seasoned experienced lifters.
Yeah. And I guess the same as the 47. We've only got 252 opens at the moment. So it looks like they just need to make sure they've got their total. They'll get their invite. But I honestly think these two ladies, with maybe a few others, are kind of ranking in the overall as well. So I wouldn't put it past it. I know Jackie is a very strong squatter. I think both of their benches are quite similar. But the deadlift on Tao is also a strong suit. So
definitely,
this could come down to a last pull situation.
Yeah, for sure. Especially knowing that Tao is M1. This is now a competition in opens, right? So,
well, that's why she met. She was like, I'll come to the bar with this. Let's go. That's awesome. Which is great. This is what we want.
And it's a good call out on potential for best lifter from both of these two ladies. A total with that mid 320s and under 52 is going to be up there in GL points in probably the high 80s. So
definitely,
they could definitely be in the running for best lifter. So I think they'll go all out, even though there's only two of them.
Yeah,
they'll definitely push each other in the day.
Yeah, for sure. And this is I guess the most interesting part to see how well they can be pushed.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool
having Coach Jacob Sofianos over here with Tao.
Yeah, man. And what's funny is the last 2 comps Tao's done, I haven't actually been the game day coach.
Oh.
Yeah. She's been in Asia's and Mongolia. So I actually get to be in the back room with Tao this time. It's like old times. And we'll definitely be putting some numbers on the bar.
Awesome. For sure. That's so good to hear.
Where we go next?
All right. So, guys, we're going to move into the under 57s. Now we have a couple more competitors as opposed to our under 47s and under 52s. We have 3 all up, I guess, and 1 yet to be confirmed. But going down the ranking, we have Mako Okamoto in the opens with a total of 300 kilograms. Then we have, I guess, Strength Club's very own Daisy Brooks.
Daisy Brooks.
With 337.5 as a total coming into state. And then we have Kelly Andrews. Let's go. Let's talk about this real quick. Totals, Kelly comes in at 377.5. Anything that you've got your expectations on or have any feedback regarding her performance that you think of there, Kris?
Oh, look, that's 377. That's from all the way back at Night of Champions. There's been a lot of water under the bridge since then. And, I think anything under, around that sort of 390, 390 up mark will be definitely a goal in the day. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think things are moving well for her. So her weight's moving well. The weights in the gym are moving well. So I'm expecting a good day for Kelly.
I think with Kelly as well, it's she is that little bit more ahead with the WA crew. So I think she's going to have her eyes set on what's going on nationally, and making a bit of a statement on, okay, just so you know, I'm over here in Perth, and I'm coming.
I'm coming. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the right attitude to have. Actually,
100%.
For anything, for
100%.
But look, it'd be some good battles there. State records on the line.
Yes, that's the big one.
There'll be a good little bench battle in there between Daisy and Kelly for the WA state bench record.
Yeah.
And what's the record number there? that we?
Let me confirm that.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's 70 kilos.
Let me just talk to the tech guy. Oh, it's cocaine.
Uh-oh. Mau.
Mal. Technical issues currently happening. Having a look up. I'll have a look at that now actually, but I'm pretty sure it might be something around the 60 mark. I mean, I know both of them can definitely lock above that number. The other interesting thing is they can play the chip on it.
Yeah.
I think people are forgetting that in this state championship, if there's a state record, and take note, these state records haven't been broken in 18 months for a lot of them. Some people just didn't apply for their national or their international level to credit down. You're looking at chips getting played across most of these categories.
Yeah.
Which is something we probably didn't have too much last year. This year, we're going to see a lot more of that.
And early in the piece. I mean, there's
Very
no
early.
categories where openers could be chipped, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah. Ain't that
100%.
exciting though?
Oh, absolutely.
Opening up with a chip.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just getting these records from the technical official.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. All right, we're looking at under 57s. The squat is rated at 122. The bench was held by Gabs Green at 70.
Wow.
And the deadlift is actually currently held by Kelly from what she did at Nationals, so 155. Now, I think it's also worth saying that Daisy can actually break junior records as well, as she is still technically a junior. So she's putting the gloves on with the opens to have a little bit of a battle here and there for these records.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And we've also got Mako. I think Mako is coached by Joel from Small Goods. So I think this is Mako's also first year of competing. Now, take note, 300 total. I think that's from February. Might have been. So, that's a lot of months have passed since that.
Yeah,
So I think
definitely.
we might see Mako maybe coming a little bit more head-to-head with Daisy in terms of the totals. And maybe a little battle there as well for who's going to secure that silver medal, if Kelly's obviously got the lead from there.
Yeah, definitely. And just worth noting, we also have an unconfirmed in the under 57s, Irma.
Yes.
And Jesseri. So from the Open, she has, I guess, preset total of 330 kilograms. So if the confirmation comes through, there's also another pretty close battle.
Correct. And if all four of these women are looking at nationals, we're looking at a top three battle there.
That's it.
We're looking at people putting stuff on the bar.
That's it. How exciting.
Very, very cool.
How cool.
What's our under 63s looking like, Mina?
Okay, so this one's separated, I guess, into the Masters, and then we have Opens as well. Masters 1, Masters 2, and Masters 3.
So we've mentioned the Masters more so because filling the gaps of ranking in terms of these people would actually be quite competitive in Open.
Yep.
So if anyone wants to change their age category before coming in, they can do the. If you're a master or a junior, it's actually kind of an advantage this meet because you can do the Open category but still qualify for junior masters if maybe you fall short on that top three.
Yeah.
Or if you get the top three, you could do both. So it's quite a little advantage on these masters juniors. And I mean, looking at the schedule and the competitive list, we've actually got some very competitive masters in this category and later ones. So
for sure.
Who's our list at, Mina?
So in the under 63s, we have Tammy Kenny with a total of 322.5 kilograms. Going with the Masters 3, we have Anit Taylor from Intrepidus with 297.5 as her last total. And then in the M1s, we have a neck-to-neck battle with Mary Slater and Camille Chen.
Yes.
Now, worth mentioning, in the M1s, we only have 2.5 kilos against the last total. So we have Mary Slater with 277.5 kilograms and then Camille Chen with 280. So again, this is a battle. This
Masters
is
1
battle, guys.
63. That title's going to one person.
Yep.
And it's interesting because we've obviously gone through this this process of seeing who's entering. These ladies, I mean, we wouldn't have seen an M1 battle last year. This year, stacked, which is cool.
Battles on.
Yeah.
Battles on.
The Open, we've got
Lauren Peck.
She's ranking 335 on total. We did have Gabs Green as well, but unsure if she's entering at the moment. What's her total coming at? 355. So we've got those girls, and then worth mentioning we have Basira Khan as well at 307.5, who's also a junior. So if we were looking at the battle right now in terms of the 63s, if we had the girls who have confirmed their entry, we've got Lauren Peck, Tammy Kenny, Basira Khan, and Annette Taylor, who, if they all entered open, are technically going in that running for the top 3. And the totals between Tammy, Basira, and Annette are actually quite close.
They are.
So we might see them all enter open. We might see them stick with their age categories. But I would like to see them do open.
I'm actually thinking the same thing.
I'd like to see them do open.
Could you just imagine switching out and knowing that your totals are quite close? And battling for that podium.
Puts pressure on.
Yeah, it puts
Exactly. I
pressure
think
on.
looking at the Masters 2 and 3, there wasn't necessarily anyone for Tammy or Annette to battle against in those Masters categories. So it might give them someone to actually, a rabbit to chase in this race, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. So really good wrap up there for the under 63s. I also like to mention that we have a back screen that's
Oh, where?
yeah,
My God.
yeah, as you can see, it's
Amazing.
it's
Diving.
Scuba diving.
and
Where's that?
Reef.
Is that Ningaloo?
Ningaloo, yeah.
Ningaloo Reef,
Yep.
and
That's
just
actually Mina pictured scuba diving there.
that's me, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did that last week. So what we did is we actually cut it out and we've stuck it at the
We've
back.
stuck it here. Tourism WA hired you out, eh?
But hey, look, yeah, WA is an amazing state. If you're watching this on the East Coast, there's a couple of weeks to book some flights if you want to come over and see some great powerlifting and maybe
definitely.
check out this amazing state while you're over here.
Hey, we're going to need some referees. I mean,
Absolutely.
look at how big this meet's already shaping up to be. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at refereeing,
Yeah.
you're an APU state level, put your hand up, come on over.
That's it.
And it's going to be December 2 and 3. I mean, for anyone that lives in Perth, they know that the party season's kind of already started.
It's
over in
started,
Perth,
man.
And
It's
summer
happening.
vibes are out.
Yeah.
And
And the
Absolutely.
beaches are the best here in WA.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
come on, guys.
100%.
Hey, look, I'm from Newcastle and they're pretty bloody amazing, but yeah, I have to agree. The WA
Yeah.
beaches are next level.
Yeah.
So
Guys, come over. Yeah, I mean, there's
over.
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Everything
I don't know if Jetstar has a sale on at the moment.
don't fly Jetstar.
Okay.
Don't fly
all right,
Jetstar.
Okay.
Are we Qantas or Virgin boys?
Oh, I think more Qantas.
Qantas?
Yeah, definitely.
Frequent
Qantas.
flyer?
Yeah.
Hit the
definitely.
lounge?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, could do.
Could do.
Could do. I'm pretty sure I got enough points.
All right, just note that for
I did
people.
5 years fly for Virgin, mate. So you know.
Oh, so you're a
Oh, he's a loyalist.
Velocity?
Yeah, I'm a velocity.
You're a
man.
velocity, man.
Velocity,
He's a
yes.
velocity man.
Yeah.
All right.
Speed work.
All right, under 69s. We have
Wow.
Steph Osia.
Yosia.
Sorry,
I
Steph.
gotcha.
Thank you so much.
I'm a part of
Mr.
the
Man.
familiar.
685, baby.
Okay, fine. The 69 battle, before we get into the competitors,
Mm.
I just wanted to highlight, once we made this kind of battle card here, there are 2 main events and I call them main events, and that's because these battles are so tight. They are one lift away from absolute glory. And I think the under 69s and the under 76s, if you're coming to watch, you're staying for this. This is the one you want to watch. So
Definitely.
run us through the competitor list at the moment, Mina.
Okay, so let's just go through the opens first.
Yep.
Because it looks extremely stacked, and then we'll run through the masters.
Yep.
So Steph, we have pretty much right up top with a total of 377.5 kilograms. She's been an absolute weapon. I've seen her in prep in the mornings. Where she's also a weapon when it comes to talking as well, and talking absolute crap.
She doesn't stop talking.
she
I've
doesn't
had to
stop
put a
talking.
timer on her lifts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And even then, we're gonna, surpass that time.
I put 1 minute, she does 5. So I've come to know the 1 to 5 ratio now.
Fair enough.
So
enough.
we have Steph right up top there, total of 377.5. Shortly after, we have Amanda Clark. What gym is
From PPS, more.
PPS Morley? With a total of 362.5. Chloe Liebeck with 352.5 kilogram total. And then we have Jade Zapavinia with 327.5. Then we have Jodie Sawbridge with 325, and then Kim Driver with 325 with the exact same totals, but yet to be confirmed on entry for States WA.
We'll put them in the mention there because
Yeah.
they could be in the mix if things change on the day with the ladies. So
Yeah, definitely.
we will keep an eye on that. But I mean, looking at this card already, Steph, Amanda, Chloe, Jade.
Look, I mean,
stacked.
it's stacked, but also really interesting with the numbers. Like when we look at the top 2, Steph and Amanda, really within 10 kgs of each other, if not just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
these numbers are from quite a while ago too, right? I think
Yeah.
Jade competed at last comp.
Yeah.
But for Chloe, Amanda. We haven't seen Chloe since SummerSlam last year. Amanda and Steph were Night of Champions. So, 6-7 months has passed. Actually, even longer than that. It's 8 months by the time we get to States. So, expect that most of these girls will have added, reasonable percentages to these totals as well. So,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I think we're definitely going to see all the state records broken. This is going to be one of those ones where the chips will come out.
Yeah. And we're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Seamless transition, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We've just come back into this, and where we left off, I guess, was the under 69s.
So as we were discussing, the battle between these 69 women, I think if Steph can get a large enough lead through on maybe her opener deadlift, we're going to see Amanda, Chloe, and Jade really chipping each other and battling it out in those final deadlifts to secure their podium spot. Out of these 4 very strong, very capable women, we're going to see 3 get on the plane.
Yep.
So that's very, very exciting in terms of WA talent to be able to come into that and see these battles unfold in front of us.
Yeah, I can't wait. Again, with the top 2 there, we're only within 10 kgs of total. So really, it could be a stretch for first to see, to see the world of competition within the top 2, and obviously, third's not too far behind with respects to numbers. So under 69 is going to be awesome, and we also have the 3 girls there that train at Strength Club. So definitely something to recognise.
The given thing in the 69s, if they're getting on that plane, they're going to have to go 9 from 9. That's the reality in this weight class.
100%.
Anyone misses, they're got a window seat back to Perth.
Well, I think it's
Is that a
also
mindset thing?
If
That's a
they
mindset.
miss, if you do miss, like all battles we're going to discuss today, it's just putting you further and further away from that podium. But anything can change. Someone else could miss a deadlift.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had some rule changes in APU, which we may see people, get done for depth, which is a standard rule. Elbow depth is another one, and people's feet can slip. You don't know what's going to happen. And obviously, deadlift, if it's too loud, who knows what's going on.
I'm going to say, if you don't mind, maybe talk to us about this new rule.
I have no idea what's going on.
Thank you so much.
That's my wrap up.
Look, we're still waiting to get a standard call on what deadlift control means.
Correct.
On the eccentric, but reality is, as long as you're putting some form of control,
Definitely.
So if you're doing sumo and you're jumping to get your feet out of the way of the plates, sorry, you're not in control. So it doesn't have to be an RDL on the way down. But there's going to have to be some, like Tao said, as long as it's less than 9.8 meters per second, accelerating towards the floor.
And
100%.
9.8 is the velocity of gravity.
Right.
So
Exactly.
so we need to control the control of gravity being 9.81 meters per second.
My advice would be to these competitors, look at the other state championships, watch the live streams, see the quality of how these other lifters have been putting down the bar and what was getting past and what wasn't. Because the reality is, as I said before, we're going to need some of these referees to come over. They've already probably done some state championships.
Absolutely.
They know the quality and the
Definitely a
standard
good
lifting. And I kind of like that. I like having different state referees in the chair.
Yeah.
People that don't know each other. I'm not saying there's any biases or anything like that, but let's remove any doubt in our mind. Let's bring someone in with a fresh vision
For sure.
and hold us to the standards we need to be lifting at.
Yeah, definitely. But I also noticed as well, there has been a lot of changes of the way people are deadlifting. As
Definitely.
of recent. So to really put that there as an honourable mention, I guess people have changed the way they've, perceived such a new rule and really taking abroad changes in the rules. So
The reality is, right, how you train in the gym, that's what when you're under 100% load on comp day, that's what you're going to fall back to, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So if you're throwing it down in the gym,
Yep.
when chips hit the fan, when you're super excited, when you've got like massive adrenaline spike, you're potentially going to throw the bar, right?
You're going to go to
So
habit, aren't you?
Don't train like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
My bars will be happy for that.
Anyway,
yeah, maybe your platforms too.
let's move
Yeah.
to the
My
Masters.
platform's
How about the Masters 1?
Masters 1. All right.
Battle here too.
We do have a battle, and really interestingly, we have a total that is the exact same in the Masters 1. Let's talk about it, gents.
Who we got?
We have Melissa Trivic, and we have Amy Culverson.
Amy Culverson,
Culverson,
yeah,
yeah. Masters 1. So they've both come in the last qualifier to this with a total of 290 kilograms. Exciting because again we don't know
Masters battle.
Another Masters battle.
Very rare,
Yeah.
but not at this comp.
Not at this comp.
Not at this comp.
So let's just summarize. Under 69 is going to be definitely a bit of a showboat, so to speak. With the 2nd and 3rd of December being states, and we've got some epic battles coming up. So guys, make sure you're there and you're spectating, because I would hate to miss that.
Yeah, and enjoy the beautiful beaches that we have access to.
Yeah, 100%. So let's move into the under 76s.
This is a tight one as well.
Another battle. Chris, do you want to give us a summary of this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I think the key with the 76s and the 69s is you've got 4 lifters at the top who are all super keen to get on that plane. They all want it, right? Some of the other categories, maybe there's people that, they'll make the podium, but they might actually not want to go to nationals. These 2 weight classes, definitely everyone's coming in hot. So to start off, obviously, you've got Christy Island from Strength Club, Alessia, who trains at Strength Club as well, Haley Hill, who has a massive total. And then you've also got Alexis Hato coming into APU, so first year with APU, but obviously very seasoned lifter. Enrolled in Masters 1 at the moment, but super competitive in the Opens as well.
Yeah, I think she actually has swapped
Changed.
now.
Yeah, cool.
So it's coming in for a battle now.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a really interesting battle. I mean, we've got Christy, her last total from Night of Champions, 390.
Yep.
Definitely has improved, added to her total since then. Alessia's last total was 327 from about 6 months ago. Again, she's doing that for reps in the gym now. So she's going to be putting on a big total today. Haley, massive total, 430 or 427.5 from her last comp. So
Yeah.
obviously, probably the again, if she has a good day, would be the favourite in
Yep.
this weight class. But again, it comes at the end of the day.
100%.
And then, lastly, Alexis posted a 380 at States in the Bank. But again, that was her first APU comp. I've definitely seen her get over 400 with Capo and other federations before. So, I think depending on how she's moved over the last few months, a 400 is not out of reach for Alexis either.
I think all of these women are going to need that 400.
Absolutely.
I
think to get podium, it's 400.
It's a standard.
Mhm.
It's the minimum requirement to walk in that door on that plane. And, I've obviously coaching Christy. Alessia is coached by Jackson Stubbs. Haley is coached by James Stevens at Performance Coach. And Alexis is now coached by Cam. So we have 4 different coaches. They're going to be crunching the numbers, man.
Oh, they will be.
They're going to be crunching
They will
some
be.
numbers. There's going to be some pulls at the end there. And I think at the moment, if I'm looking at the records correctly from the technical official, the under 76, we had Christy holding the squat record at 147.5. I can confirm, I think that's going to get broken on openers by most of these women.
Yep.
Even Christy herself, I know, has had leaps and bounds, but I know so have the other women. So this is going to be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
We've got, the other record for the bench, 77.5, was held up by Lily. And I think, once again, we're going to see that get broken.
Yeah.
The deadlift record, 170, Christy. I think the women in the end, we're going to see if Haley has taken that strong lead with her current total. We're going to look at Christy and Alessia and Alexis battling it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not going to really come down to the record unless there's a chip to play, unless there's body weight to play, which is really exciting. And if it's 170, I mean, we're going to have to see deadlifts go well beyond that.
Oh, for sure.
And that's pretty exciting to know.
Yep.
Yeah. No, really good summary there.
Yeah, I mean, if we're into the 400s, it has to be well above 170.
Has to be. It has to be at least over that. And the moment someone puts 170.5 on the bar, I mean, the chips are out.
Absolutely.
The gloves are off.
Bring out the chips, guys.
The gloves are off.
Doritos?
Yeah.
Doritos?
Bring
Are
out the
you
Dorito.
Is it cheesy?
Cheesy for
Are you
me,
a cheesy
actually.
Dorito?
I'm a cheesy man, yeah.
Chris, what are you?
Yeah.
No, it's been a lot of years.
What?
It's been a lot of years.
Spain.
What do you make nachos
You
with?
don't say 74s by eating chips, bro.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Explains a lot about my habits. Just why my calories are the way they are.
It's like asking Coke or Pepsi Max.
Coke.
Yeah, I know your Coke. Coke, Pepsi Max.
It's changed over the years.
No.
What about
Coke's
what
in
about
there for sure.
Coke in a Pepsi Max glass?
Well, glass rules all, yeah. Yeah, anything that comes in a glass bottle wins.
Oh, no, you're not wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. This might be a discussion for the after party towards the end of
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
This, but
I'm bringing
we'll
up a list.
take it. We'll pin that.
Under 84s.
All
Under 84s. Who we got?
Maybe Jacob, you take us through this one.
So in the open category, we've got Casey Molnar knocking up 420. We also have Holly Poindestre knocking up 350. It's also worth noting we have two Masters 1 competitors who would be very, very competitive in the open category. So if they did decide to change, we could see a bit of a battle going on here. We've got Angela Vitanza, she's knocking up 430. We've got Kelly Socrates knocking up 347.5. Now, Holly, I believe it's her first year in PL. So
Yeah,
coached by D. So
was her first comp.
yeah, so we're 12 months full circle, and she's coming in looking really great in the under 84s. Angela, long-term lifter, is coming back into the platform, into the mix of it all. We may see her move into open after we release this one. Kelly Sock, I know she has very big Masters 1 ambitions that she is absolutely gunning for. So her total is actually quite close to Holly. If they were to move into the open category, we could see a little bit of a battle there.
Definitely so.
For that third position. Then we've got Casey Molnar with a strong kind of a head lead in the open category. So I know that, this is a bit of a mixed bag. It depends on what people actually register for.
Yep.
If we go by what they normally would do, we've got the strong Casey Molnar, Holly Poindestre, 1 and 2 at the moment. And we've got Angela and Kelly Sock in the Masters 1.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
very, very cool to see the under 84 division starting to come back into a bit of fullness. You know what I mean? I think much like the under 47s, these kind of were they more outskirty kind of weight divisions. The middle divisions kind of generally get a lot of populace. I think we're going to see that start to change a bit. Well,
Yeah.
maybe the popular divisions 69, 76, they'll still be full, 63. But I'm telling you, if we're seeing 4 strong under 84 women, give it another 2-3 years, I think we're going to see 8 to 10 in that category.
Definitely. We've seen this trend as well in the men's like 105s, for example.
Yeah.
Insanity.
With I think maybe the last
93s and 105s now is just absolutely
ridiculous.
And they were categories that couldn't get filled a couple of years ago. I'm telling you, I think we're going to see under 84 and the 84 plus division really change. I think it's really going to evolve in the next few years.
Yeah, definitely can't wait.
And it comes with leaders. We've got the intrepidous women here, Kelly and Casey. They're pushing forward that sport as well with their club and with their coaching. So it brings people into that division because they're like, hey, okay, this is accessible as well. And that's the great thing about powerlifting.
Yeah.
Anyone can do
Anyone
it.
can do it. Exactly.
All-inclusive sport for everyone.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool to see that. And it'd be really cool to see if, the M1s can actually tick into the opens.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love to. And take note, Kelly and Casey also have a lot of coaching on the weekend. They are coaches themselves. So I guess they are going to try and look at their roster when the schedule comes out as well. And obviously prioritize probably the athletes that they need to coach and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Which is totally understandable.
All right. So now we're going to move into the very last weight category, the 84 plus women's. We have 3 competitors in here.
3 competitors
We have 3
currently
competitors
registered.
Currently registered. So let's go through it. The infamous Natalie Lalai. We have Leanne Quinn in the Masters 2. We have Jessica Quarrell in the Opens. Let's talk through this.
Yeah, so Jess Quarrell is actually entering Masters 1 next year. I'm unsure what she did register for, but if she was looking at doing Open as well, obviously we've got 3 women here. They've got the podium up for grabs there. If they were looking at doing the Open Nationals, they just need to make sure they get that qualifying total as well. But I can tell you right now, Leanne Quinn, if she's doing the Masters 2, it's great. It's still really good for the sport. Jess Quarrell, if she is doing this comp and bringing everything she's got, I think she's going to knock up a massive PB total.
Yeah.
And then we've got Nat, who I think is really coming into this. It's her first comp on home soil since Night of Champions. Coming off the back of Malta. So I think she's going to be looking at that PB total and, upping those GL points to be probably one of the strongest women in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the
How
exciting one
exciting.
too, because you hear
Yeah.
there's little rumors, there's little things around the traps going, oh, that's gone quiet on Instagram, like
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh, guys.
So it'd be awesome to see it
Yeah.
come to the States and
Knock up the storm.
knock a PB total in there and really put the world on notice. For what's coming.
Yeah, and once again, we have open records at play here as well. So Nat has the opportunity here to probably set some new open records. We also have Leanne Quinn, who has an opportunity to set some Masters 2 records, which is really exciting to get their name on that board and receive the certificates for the hard work they've been putting in
Oh, for
this
sure.
category. But once again, I will say, like I said, it takes some leaders in these categories, and a few years later, you do see them fill up. I'm calling it now, the 84 plus division. I give it another 2 or 3 years, it's going to be stacked.
Yeah.
Absolutely stacked.
So
Yeah.
what total numbers do you know, Jacob, we ended up for the women's side of the draw? Because obviously we've talked about the top 35 here today in each weight
Yeah.
category, but what do we end up with? So,
I'm unsure of the total number of registrations until we get the validation through. But at the moment, in terms of the numbers, we had a total of total lifters for the year. We had 80 women compete. So
Massive numbers.
if we look back onto
Yeah.
previous years, the women's would make up about 50% of the competition. We'd normally see, actually, the number for states last year, and this is a crazy statistic for you. We had 64 amongst the Masters, Juniors, and Open at WA States last year. Only 64. This year, we're looking at almost 3 times that number at this event.
Mhm.
So
Massive.
to show the sport has grown in 18 months
Yeah.
is just, it's easily to be seen. So like I said, I think we're going to see a lot of these other weight divisions really come into fruition in the next few years because the numbers are just going to keep going up. I mean, it's wild.
absolutely.
So yeah, 80 women competed this year. TBC on the amount of women for WA states, but I think we've only gone through, in all honesty, a fraction of that
Oh,
list.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There are still so many women. We unfortunately wouldn't have time to cover everyone.
Yeah.
We're covering off the battles at the moment, but yeah, really great work.
Yeah.
Really great.
Really exciting times ahead.
Massively.
Absolutely.
All right.
Take a quick break. Come
Yeah.
back for the men's.
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
Roll the KFC ad.
That's it. All right. See you soon. And we are back
We're back.
with Bar is Loaded, the pre-game show. We just announced the women's.
Yep.
And guys, it's time to begin to jump into the men's
Yeah. up
weight
to the men's.
categories for this competition for WA states. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. I'm just looking at the vineyards here. I think that's the Swan Valley getting
nice.
scanned up behind us here, if you haven't noticed.
Yep.
Oh,
some
few
barrels
wine
of wine,
barrels.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pull them out in the after party. I'd say.
Cab Merlot?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SSB? I don't know.
Mhm.
The endless opportunities, endless options.
I mean, not many capital cities in Australia, well, none actually, where you can be in a really good wine region within like 15 minutes of the CBD.
I totally agree.
And then another 10 minutes the other way, and you're at the beach.
Absolutely.
100%. Guys, this is just another thing to say. Make sure you get your plane tickets over here because you can't miss this show.
These could be the views you're having right now.
Exactly.
That's it.
West Coast sunsets, man.
Just
Can't
way
beat
too
'em.
good. Way too good.
All right.
Speaking of way too good,
Speaking of way too good, we have Giuseppe, aka Joshua Logan.
What weight class?
It is under 59s.
Under 59. Choose the under 59.
Under 59s men's opens weight category. And we have another competitor, and I haven't seen this name pop up in a while. We have Mr. Carney Tan.
Mr. Carney Tan.
And when we look at the totals, guys, we're not too far off each other. We have Joshua Logan at 427.5 kilograms, and we have Carney Tan at 415 kgs. Talk to us about what your
Well,
What
both of
performances?
these men train at Strength Club.
Yep.
They are strong. They are bringing a very proud name to the under 59 category.
absolutely.
Once again, something I think we're going to see fill up as the years go on. Similar to the 47s that we had in the women's, we've got only 2 competitors, but when you notice they're only 12 kilos in total away from each other, this is anyone's game for that state champion title. Both of these boys I know have been training hard. They need to secure not only their total needed to go on that plane, but if they want that title of state champion, I think we're going to be seeing a last pull to the end there.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, definitely so. So look, just as Joseph said, we also are looking at, that last pool with respects to performance potentially for this weight class. So exciting times ahead for the under 59 boys.
I,
And
I
good
can
luck.
confirm as well that all these records are looking like they'll get broke.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're like 150, 102.5 is the standard, and the 190 deadlift. Yeah, I think both of these boys are more than capable of knocking those out of the water here.
Yeah, wow. So there's still a few standards in there in this.
There is, because mainly, like we said, this class hasn't had
Yeah,
too much action in the last years, but I think that's changing now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
mean,
we
even internationally, right? You look
Oh,
years ago, there's almost no one in
insane.
worlds in this weight category versus now.
100%, and not the totals they're knocking up now.
It's
We're looking
crazy.
at 10 times body weight for most of
Absolutely.
these divisions. So I think these boys are on a very strong journey here. I know Josh is pretty much in his first year of PL, and Carney's coming in as a little bit more of the veteran here. So very, very cool to see. So yeah.
Nah,
Cool
awesome.
battle.
This is it. So, look, the under 69, under 66 men is what we're going to head into next, and we have these two top names that really stand out. We're going to announce this now. We have Theron Kender and Coach Vin.
Vin Nguyen, yeah.
Vin Nguyen. And moving into thirds based off totals, we have Clark Karanagan.
You did well there, bro.
Thank you very much,
was
man.
great.
I've come back from Mongolia, ladies and gentlemen. So
International MC.
I'd like to just explain the things that I learnt when it comes to names. So wing it and hope for the best. And generally it comes out okay. So
Yeah.
listen, Clark, come see me if there's a issue with the last name and come correct me.
And we're always welcome to that.
Oh, totally,
Awesome,
definitely
awesome.
so. And then we have Castor John Dimaguk in the opens. So let's just talk about the totals and what we see here, because it's quite interesting. The top two that we see here, Theron and Vin, battled out in Night of Champions. And if I remember this, the way I remember this, it was only a chip, or was it only 2.5?
It was a chip.
Was it a chip?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. 2.5 played. Yeah.
2.5 played,
Yeah.
and it was for the last pull. And the GL points was very well close to each other as well.
Yeah, it was less than 1 point.
It was less than 1 point.
From memory.
Yeah. Yeah, TK had to pull above the current national record just to get ahead of Vin. Vin had recently come over to APU, and he's come over to battle. Now, we will say, both of these men have faced a little bit of injuries this year. They're both kind of coming to States and going, we're going to have a big red hot crack here. It could be anyone's swing as to who's taking up that first position, that state champion title. But I think they're both just going to have a lot of fun on the platform together. They're actually really good mates, which is really cool to see. They get around each other a lot. It's really nice, actually. I think the battle we're actually more so going to see here is between Clark, Castor, and I guess the fifth spot kind of mentioned here is Daniel Rice.
Daniel Rice, yeah.
Daniel Rice is within about a 15 to 20 kilo total with these guys. Daniel is coming in, a bit more of an experienced lifter. He's done a few competitions. But right now, we could see any of these guys put on something silly on their deadlift at the end to try and make that third position on the podium if TK and Vin have got that distance ahead. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see as well.
Yeah,
We have never seen a 66 battle, not only where the top two are kind of coming into it the way they are, but we've also got three lifters here trying to go for that third spot, which is really cool.
Yeah, this is going to bring up competition by far.
100%. 100%.
It's always all will on the line when it comes to that third place podium spot when you've got five competitors, 5 athletes going neck to neck. So we're really excited for the under 66. Jasoff, please talk to us about the under 74s, please.
So under 74s, weirdly enough, used to be a fuller division. At the moment, we're seeing the open category, and we're seeing a lot more juniors at the moment. So I think this open category is once again kind of got to age in. It's going to really flourish in a couple of years again. It looks like a lot of the athletes are either on the 66 swing at the moment, or they've actually gone up to 83s.
83s, yeah.
But obviously a big mention, the man himself, Chris Andrews, over here ranking at a 502 total. Was your last 502.5?
Yep.
That was States in the Bank, Chris?
Yep.
Yeah. And then we've got big dog Leo. Leo did the Adelaide qualifier, so he's going to pretty much secure, I think, his spot here to get himself on the plane. It's actually cool. I know Leo's had about a year off. they did Commonwealths and they got married. So him and Jackie are both coming back into this. Interesting though, I don't think Leo's going to come in this and go, oh well, I know I just need to get kind of ahead here. I think he's going to push those GL points to rank himself really high nationally, and set some new standards across the board. I think Leo's going to come in and go, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, and we all know Leo's a complete powerhouse in powerlifting.
Incredible deadlift.
Oh, for sure.
Incredible deadlift.
I mean, he wants that world spot, right?
He
And
does.
He's gonna put Stephen and the other 74s on notice with what he can do.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have a meet where he almost sandbags or undershoots, but you also don't want to give away all the secrets just yet. So it's an interesting play, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, at the moment in the under 74s, we've got the two big dogs getting their plane ticket, locking in that total to go. Big battle though, Brian, newcomer to APU this year, coached by Vin, and then SC legend Sauce Barn. Both juniors. I know I've seen Brian really rise up the ranks here.
Oh yeah.
He's coming last comp with a 567.5 total, a massive bench press on the man. I think he's benching 150 every day of the week now.
It's just insane.
Yeah,
74.
Yeah, we've been staying quite close with Brian and his performance and what he's been doing, and I always see the numbers just chip up, and it's just
100%.
very consistent as well. So, talk to us about Saw.
So obviously I'm Saw's coach, and we've had a bit of a back injury going on the last couple of months. Saw did a lot of traveling over the year for his volunteering. So while I'm more than confident in Saw's abilities, while he is recuperating from his injury, Saw is a competitor.
Yeah.
And we used to see him battle a legend who we'll talk about in a bit, William Hughes, who's actually gone up to the 83. So to fill the space of what would be, Saw's yin to the yang is Brian. Brian has stepped up and filled that space.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to see Saw back down. I think Saw's going to go, all right, for some reason, I'm really healthy today.
Yeah.
I know this. I've known this kid for a long time, and I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's a big competitor, but he's already starting to look healthy in the gym again, right?
He
His
is.
numbers are already
He
starting
is.
to shoot back up. So
He is.
another 4 weeks. He's young. They recover fast.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be pretty strong come states.
Yeah, I think we're going to see one of those things where those magical moments happen where injuries just feel non-existent on the day, right?
I've got a feeling that Saw will definitely do this.
I think we're going to see once again. I don't think Brian's going to sit there and be comfortable either.
Yeah.
I think he knows. I think they train together at SC. I think Brian knows. Saw might do something cheeky here and come to the party a bit, which is cool.
We've seen Saw's potential in the past as well. And,
Exactly.
And how hard he'll push it, right?
And how
I
hard
saw
he'll push it.
passing out on the platform.
Yeah,
The
we've
man will
seen
pass
it.
out if he needs to.
100%. He's definitely not scared.
And I guess we're still to see Brian in a battle. We're still to see that. But, I mean, how exciting for the open division in a couple of years. We're going to see some real big challenges here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anything to add on the 74s, boys?
I think that's it for the
I'm
74s.
just excited to see Chris Andrews.
Yeah,
smack the
same. Oh,
platform,
my
mate.
gosh, man.
I know he's been knocking up some big deadlifts in the club.
This guy
I
called
won't give away the
Chris.
secrets, though.
Yeah.
That's it. We don't
Chris
post on
Andrews.
Insta this close to comp.
Yeah, no, definitely not, unless it's Doritos.
Sure.
Yeah. Mina, kick us
All
off the
right.
under 83s.
Under 83s, guys. This is going to be epic.
Wow.
This is going to be epic.
Once
because-
again, much like the 69s and the 76ers,
Yep.
main event.
This is definitely main event card.
Main event.
Let's talk through it. We have Alan Jenkins, Callum Morley, Josh Chiller, George Hobbs, and when we look at the totals, we have Alan at 612.5 kilograms, Callum Morley 610, Josh Chiller 605, George Hobbs at 595 from their qualifiers into this state's WA event.
Yeah.
I've seen Jenky rise
Oh,
over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
The guys, squatting 220 for reps.
Yeah, man. It's crazy because Jenky's probably, actually, before we get on to Jenky, George Hobbs.
Okay.
Now,
George Hobbs.
George Hobbs
talk.
might not have been fully on the radar for people, but big dog Chris Andrews did some investigating, and George Hobbs actually come down from the 93s for this meet.
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, George's first meet was States in the Bank for APU. Look, I've seen the guy go well over 600 in the gym.
Yeah.
I've seen him deadlift 300 on a deadlift bar. He at his best, can easily do something in the mid 600s.
Yeah.
And, he may come from behind without anyone seeing him coming. So,
And I think that's the point we did this show, right? Where, sorry, George, we might have spilled the beans there, but secret's out. So,
but look, I think the
That's it.
reality is with this weight class, those totals we just read out, they're all rubbish, right? Compared,
these boys aren't
the-
totaling
these
that
will be-
right
These
now.
will be their openers.
Yeah.
And
uh,
this
the
is
reality.
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
nowhere near the standard of the under 83 division we're currently
Yeah.
seeing.
I mean,
Um,
Josh, Cal, Alan,
Yeah.
We've seen phenomenal
huge jumps
progress
this year. So
Yeah, definitely. So, and this is what's interesting about what we see here in these totals versus what we've actually seen them in training, is we can't represent these numbers as something that will pop up on the platform.
Yeah.
So really, this could be very unexpected to a very large
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah, and I mean, Cal and Josh, they've been doing PL for years now. They obviously were in a battle as well with Alan at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing the rematch here.
Yeah.
We had Chilla and Alan battling out at Night of Champions,
Yeah.
where we actually saw 2022 state champion Ian Kong. He was in that one.
Oh,
He
yeah.
won that battle. Unfortunately, Ian isn't doing this meet. We're going to have a new state champion, boys.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. So look, the opens and 83s is going to be something ridiculously crazy.
Yeah.
We can expect all sorts of things to happen
the last
because
deadlifts are going to be huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's above 650 for total.
people like Josh,
Yeah.
not scared. Cal, they'll load whatever they have to load on that deadlift.
100%.
And I think again, this is a category where you're going to have to go 9 from 9
Yeah.
to get on there. And I mean, and I'll be controversial. This is one where depth on squats for a couple of these lifters, could
Yeah.
potentially
Could get
potentially
them.
come into play.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's going to be you need to get
No
3
wrong
for 3
there.
on squat.
Absolutely.
It's one of those similar battles
Yeah.
that we were talking about with the women. If you fall behind early, you're in for a hard time in the end there. So it's definitely one of those ones where I think the next few weeks, advice to all lifters, don't get too bogged down with the numbers. Competition standard is going to get you ahead. So yeah, I think right now I'm very excited to see who gets crowned this state champion. I obviously have my own biases in this conversation, but we've got George Hobbs is PPS
Yep.
boy. Cal and Chilla are both coached by Callan, and then Alan myself. So we're going to see some absolutely tight battles in this weight category.
Oh, 100%.
And it's exciting. This is a stacked category. This is a category we've seen Ishii Nindoro. We've
Oh
seen
my gosh,
Adam
yeah,
Jones.
yeah.
We've seen Callan Gibbons.
Yeah,
All of those men went to Worlds.
Yep.
yeah.
You
This
know,
strong
like-
83s.
Are we going to
Yeah.
see the same destiny for these men? I think so eventually. So
Particularly
Yeah.
for some of the juniors, and I mean for context, right? Like some of these, the qualifying to get on that podium in 83s, it's probably going to be a pretty similar total to the 105s.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
How
like
strong these
it's
lads are.
it's going to be close to, or at least the 93s are close
Oh,
to
absolutely.
700 or 700 plus total.
Yeah.
We've also got, which is a fantastic event, the junior battle
Yeah,
for
well,
the under 83s. We've got Diego Florinia, 687.5. And then we've got this battle going on for the podium between Dimmy, Will Hughes, and Aaron Moore.
Jeez.
Now,
This is crazy.
Diego come out of nowhere. I didn't know the man existed. The man doesn't have social media. He's an enigma.
Yeah. Well, with a total like that without socials is a threat.
I mean, 100%.
It's a threat to everyone.
I think those juniors on the East Coast better be looking at Diego and watching this event because I
Oh,
think
for
this
sure.
man could be putting up a very large total.
people are going back to the live streams right now trying to find.
Gonna
Yeah.
have to, like,
To try to find some
honestly,
evidence of what really happened.
This kid came in, swept it, and just disappeared.
Yeah.
Vanished.
That's
And
it.
now he's coming back for States. I think we're going to see, what is that, like Stone Cold Steve Austin entry where the glass smashes? I think Diego's coming in like that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
100%.
Yeah.
And if we just talk about the juniors and their totals real quick, 600 to 610 to 620, all within 10 to 20 kgs of each other.
Jimmy, Will, and Aaron.
Yeah.
That is the new 83 junior battle. And similarly, as we've seen Alan, Cal, Josh, and George kind of come into that open division, I think we're looking at the future of the 83 division amongst
Yeah.
these boys.
Absolutely.
Really exciting times ahead. All right, guys, let's move into the under 93s. We have Conrad Matthews, Mr. Rude Boy, in the juniors. We have Cam Elliott. We have Jordan O'Sullivan, Carlson Wolf, Darryl Williams. We have 4 juniors, and we have two opens actually. We have Adam Jones. Sorry, Adam's in there.
Yeah, so Adam Jones, I'm unsure which event he is doing at the moment, whether it will be WA States or Asia's, which is
Asia's,
a week
yeah.
later. Now we all know Adam's a world's athlete. He's totaling well above what's his latest total? 785.
Stupid numbers.
You know, that's his biggest, and I think we're going to see Adam quite comfortably lock in his plane ticket as the number 1 spot for the 93s.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude's a weapon. So right now, if Adam doesn't do states, if Adam's at Asia's, we've obviously not got to necessarily look at the top 3. We've actually got to look at the top 2. Because if Adam's locked in that first position, it actually goes to the first and second spot at the state championship. So when looking at the totals now, we've got a bit of a lead with Daryl, then followed by Carson, Conrad, Cam, and Jordan. Once again, all these men train at Strength Club, and these totals are kind of irrelevant now. These are changed. I personally coach Conrad, Cam, and Carson. I know Vin's coaches Daryl, and we've got Jordan O'Sullivan now coached by Callan Gibbons. So you're looking at, honestly, probably one of the tightest battles. 5 men battling for 2 spots.
Wow.
If Adam obviously follows through with the Asias as well.
Yeah, definitely. And not to mention, even with the juniors, there's some really big numbers in totals that we see here.
Yeah.
We're talking about these are entries are based off the last competitions. Where in this can we see major progress? Because it's been months since these totals have been last uploaded.
Yeah.
So and yeah, we're in for obviously another battle with the under 93s, especially in the juniors. That we see now.
And 2 of these juniors are aging out. So Conrad and Cam are aging out this year.
Yep.
They pretty much have to do open to secure their ticket for nationals. And then we've got Carson and Jordan. They're still juniors. So even if they don't make the podium or the top 2 spot for this event, they've still got the backup of, I guess, junior nationals, which is probably more of a key focus for them at the moment. They just want to roll with the open division because it's so deep and with competition right now. They would just get pushed, which is a great thing for them as competitors.
Sure.
I think we're definitely going to see the records fall here, either via Adam or via this battle going on. The junior records swept by the looks of it. The interesting thing, though, is we're looking at all of these lifters. We're 250 squat minimum. 150 bench, and a 300 deadlift. Those are the numbers we're looking at play here.
Wow.
Which is a 700 total. I mean, that's what we're gunning at.
Yeah, this is going to be epic.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it. So look, moving into the under 105s, we have Joel Mullen in the opens at 600 opening, or has a total of 675 kilograms. We have Cody Wilkes in the opens at 805. Big number, massive number. I do remember watching very last competition that Cody was in, and I thought this is a complete dominant athlete.
It's taken me years to convince Cody that he's no longer a weightlifter and that he's a powerlifter.
Even-
And
I
I
think
think the
even-
total is reflecting that.
Yeah.
Well, he's still high bars as well, right?
Most of it, and he's
Yep.
still hook grip conventionals.
There
It's
you go.
absolutely wild. He
Holy
hook grip
lifter.
conventional
Yep.
340 on our platform in August. Not a dent on the platform.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Just the way
built.
we like it.
But yeah, man, he knocked up a massive total. And we've got new to APU, Taj Smith.
Yeah.
He's knocking up 665. And then we've got an equal total for mention on Zach Fryer and Cameron Jeremy. Now I mentioned these boys because right now, even though Taj, Cody, and Joel have that kind of lead position in their totals from previous meets, if any of them slip up, I could see Zach or Cameron trying to sneak into that third position.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. No, really good mention. And really depending on the day, and there's so many variables when it comes to slipping up, or there could be an opportunity or a window where if a lift is missed, then someone can really come in and take a spot.
100%.
And we see this all the time, especially when it comes to deadlifts as well.
The bigger the meet, the more it happens.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, this is going to be, like one of their first comps outside of the gym. So that's going
That
to
is
throw
worth
a
a
whole other
mention.
spinner in, right? We're
That
going
is
to a
worth a
different
mention.
venue. The weigh-in's down a hallway somewhere. There's, the back room is different. There's 2 platforms going on. There's going to be people everywhere.
Definitely.
That could throw some people off on the day.
I mean,
Yep.
I'd also like to mention, I'll also be in the under 105s. Um,
Honourable mention.
Yeah,
just an honorable mention.
we're
I
excited to see you on the platform.
thank you. I'm actually very excited. I would really like to take this upon myself to experience something that's outside of where I've always been competing. Obviously, at home turf. So to jump out and do this, would be cool. And
Yep.
yeah, the under 105 boys are definitely putting some numbers. So.
I mean, the incredible weight loss journey you've had, Mina.
Oh.
You might even be the lightest 105 boy if you do that category.
Definitely
I was
so.
gonna say, you're a weight cut away from 93s.
I'm
mate.
very
Yeah,
much a
man.
weight cut
Maybe
away
you
from.
gotta hit up honorable mention Dylan McKinnon for a sauna suit.
I definitely think so. Maybe a sauna suit will help me chip in the
Don't
93s.
sound scared.
I'm not scared.
There we go.
So, it should be great. The under 105s, definitely strong competition.
Not only are we mentioning here the top 5 in ranking, can we just talk about how full the 105s are?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Far out. I'm looking at a full flight of lifters here.
Yep.
Sorry, like a whole session.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
I honestly think this would get 25 lifters just in the 105s, which is absolute insanity. We didn't see that years ago.
No, no.
This
I
has
think we
become a
look
very
back at across all three comps we hosted last year. All of them were at least a full flight of 105s.
Yeah,
insanity.
yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I think
I don't know
there was
what's in
almost
the
two
chicken
flights,
these days, but it's 105.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the last time you competed in the 105, we had about 11 competitors.
Yeah, yes, you're correct. And
yeah.
I'd have to get the stats out for states in the bank, but I'm pretty sure it was another full flight of
It
14.
was over. It was either. It might have been over a full flight at the start, and then a few dropped out, and we got
Few
back
dropped out,
to
yeah.
14 or 15. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was huge. I remember seeing the 20 roughly, like when the first initial sheet came out. So
Also,
crazy.
like all things, this isn't a local meet.
No.
This is states.
This is states.
This is a worthy battle to try and even rank top 10 in such a
Absolutely.
competitive category.
Definitely.
So I definitely want to see a lot of those boys. While you might not have got mentioned in this top 5 battle, you should be looking at the ranking and you should be pushing every single minute of this training to get as high ranking as you can. Okay, I can tell you right now, if I'm looking at this, like these lifters here, Zach Fryer, we didn't mention him at states
No.
last year. This is his first states with APU.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Joel, Cody, these are guys coming up, and you could be one of those competitors. So make sure you're putting everything in, because while you might not rank top 5 in this states, next year could be the one.
Yeah,
So
very well put, Jace.
absolutely.
Very well put.
All right, 120 under 120s.
All right, kick it off there, Chris. What do you say?
So look, the top 3 that we predict in this weight class, some big names here. So first up, Tristan Sunday that's come in this year, first year across from APL.
yes. yeah,
APL.
yeah.
Dude is a freak in the gym, right? Like absolutely crazy numbers.
Yeah.
So last total
Yeah.
767.5. If he has a good day, I'm sure he'll be well in excess of that. Adam Walsh with a 740. Again, that's a big total. We're still waiting on confirmation for Adam. So Adam, if you're listening, put your nomination in. You've got till Saturday.
Saturday, and also there we've got Callum Parker
Mm.
in this under 120 division as well.
Mr. Callum Parker.
Mr. Callum Parker.
Wow.
We've got Samisi and
Yep.
Maddo.
Yep.
Now we won't see SC legend Nathan Quarrell in the opens this time, but I know he would have had a bit of a tussle amongst the amount of talent we've got in the under 120s.
Yeah.
Nathan's actually going to be gunning for the overall Masters. That's what he wants.
Right.
He wants the
Best
he
lifter
wants
for
the
Masters.
Masters champion. He wants to
Wow.
be the big dog. So
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't doubt he's going to do it.
I've seen him
for
in
sure.
training in the mornings, and he always puts his 110 despite anything that happens. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and
He's looking at a bigger picture now. He's got his eyes set on Masters, Worlds, and Commonwealths next year.
yeah,
So I think he's like, you know what? I'm gonna show these Masters I'm coming.
yeah,
in this
absolutely.
Masters division by getting that Masters champion title first.
that's awesome. And what a under 120s that we see.
Under
know-
120 is like if we've got Adam Walsh here, we could see a very tight battle. Tristan, Adam, Samisi, Cal Parker. Those are 4 big names.
Big names.
Big
yeah.
names, man.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, this could be anyone's day. We've obviously got Samisi and Tristan, who are both juniors as well.
Yeah.
So once again, not only do they get access to Open Nationals, they also have access to Junior Nationals. Absolutely insanity, these 2 young men coming up. Adam Walsh from West Coast Barbell, he's absolutely just flown in and really taken this division captive until these 2 juniors have come in and gone, nah, we're the challengers as well.
Yeah.
Cal Parker, I know he's well and truly in that 700 total
Oh,
range.
big time. Yeah.
So, once
Yeah.
again, anyone's day.
Absolutely.
Anyone's day. Very well summarised, Jasoff. And the lucky last, we have the 120 plus. Jackson Stubblefield, he's coming back to do states.
Yep.
He's gone to Malta, competed in Malta. I'm pretty sure he had a 9 for 9 day.
9 for 9 day. I was very lucky to be handling Jackson for that day.
Yeah.
Great experience. Big bear hug at the end there. I suffocated.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. You were there.
He went with a fist bump into
I
the
went,
transition.
Well, I went with the fist bump.
Yeah.
And he just attacked me, and I enjoyed every
Beautiful.
minute of it. So yeah, we've got obviously Jackson leading the pack here with his world's total.
Definitely.
We've then got Alexander Freeman, who is a newcomer
Yeah.
to this division from Frank's gym, I believe.
Absolutely. I think he's done a lot of strongman in the past and a lot of swimming. And I mean, came into
Swimming.
Yeah, he was a swimmer. I remember we had a good chat out the back.
Wow.
States in the bank. But
Incredible. He is a large man. Like he is
He's a
tall,
big boy,
he
yeah.
is
Yeah.
broad, he is built.
But
It's-
absolutely, come in unknown States in the bank and put down a 700 total was absolutely insane. So
and a day that he didn't necessarily overly rev either.
no,
Yeah.
there was nothing that hard there on that day. So State's going to be really cool to see what he can pull out on the day. A little bit more experience under his belt. First comp out of the way.
Yep.
I remember him telling me he thought deadlift socks were a meme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
We might give some keys to some competitors after this, actually, as to, what we think. Make sure you bring on the day.
Good point.
That's
Yeah.
a really good point.
Good point.
Yeah.
Um,
We've obviously got Aaron Anthony also filling that third position. So I think we're looking at our top three quite clearly here. But once again, securing their plane ticket comes with getting the grading and making sure they get those 3 lifts on the board: squat, bench, deadlift. I think all of these men should definitely, Alexander and Aaron, definitely take up the opportunity to do their first nationals as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Jackson, a couple years ago, he started around the same total we're looking at these two men at, and look at where he's gone.
Went to Malta.
So,
yeah, did really
Where
well
we
in
want to
Malta as
see
well.
this division keep filling up and keep progressing as well, and I think we're going to do.
And I think it'll be really good to see if Jackson pushes himself a little bit at States. Obviously, the total he did last time, I remember him going out the back in between squats and doing reps of bench.
He's not scared.
He's not
He's
scared.
not scared at all.
He just did his world's bench for a double or a triple. the
He
other
did,
day.
yep,
So
yep.
I mean, he's progressed.
Deadlifts are looking a lot
Yeah.
stronger as well. Once again, I think Jackson's having a similar boat to Leo
Yeah.
and Adam Jones here, where they're going, don't forget we're on the
Yeah,
West
don't forget
Coast
about
over
me."
here.
Yeah.
And we've
WA.
all been national champions. So
Mhm.
I think Jackson might even be, depending on the point system on this event, depending on Adam and Leo as well, and what they're doing, we could see Jackson battling for that overall and amongst the
Yeah,
top 3 there
absolutely.
Yeah.
on points. If he also will claim state records. And I think that's his other goal here, is to really make sure he solidifies that position.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Look, I guess across the board with all the weight classes, we're looking at state records, all across
Oh.
quite evenly. It's gonna be
Gone.
It's gonna be an epic event, so to speak. Even just running through these numbers all across. Let's talk about the event. What's happening? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Different.
Different?
It's
Explain.
different.
Explain. What's the difference now that we're seeing with the amount of growth that we've seen in the sport, and what does that mean for WA?
So a bit of reflection on WA. Over the last, I guess, since COVID 2019, we had nationals over here. We had 166 competitors at that event at Ruchi's gym in Malaga. Massive facility to host that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Over the years, we've just seen the sport explode onto the scene after
Yeah.
COVID. To give an example, the first local meet we held at Strength Club, I think, was about 25 people.
Mm.
The latest meet we've had 110. At a local level, we've just seen exponential growth.
Yeah.
The amount of competitors are actually so big, we can't fit the spectators in the facilities anymore. So we've outsourced the venue for this event.
Right.
Myself as meet director and Casey Molnar from Intrepidus.
Yep.
We've come together. We've got locked in Maylands, the Rise, which is a beautiful venue. We're going to have 2 platforms going, which is also the first time in WA we've ever ran 2 platforms for an event.
How exciting!
Very
How
exciting. Very exciting. We're looking at, the usual standards you see, quality back room, quality weigh-in area, quality spectator seating. Pending volunteers, we obviously want to make sure we've got the live stream and the MC and the commentary
Yep.
that people have come to know with WA powerlifting.
That's it.
But I mean, like WA States last year, 64 athletes. This States, we're looking at 150, which also makes it the biggest state championship across any federation in WA ever.
That's crazy. That's
Absolutely insanity. So if you're looking at where the competition is and federation-wise, if you're looking at drug tested, APUWA right now is just leading that charge in terms of competitiveness and numbers. It's very, very proud to see where our state has grown to. And powerlifting is in a great spot in WA at the moment. We've got some really great leaders coming up. So it's a fantastic time.
Yeah, definitely. The junior divisions are really strong. They're getting good numbers.
Yep.
It's going to be an exciting,
Quality
exciting
coaches across the board.
absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Some good facilities. So, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, the Rise in Maylands, December 2nd and 3rd. Schedule will be out once we get the final confirmation on numbers.
Registrations close.
Registrations close on Saturday.
Guys, make
Registrations close Saturday, the 4th at midnight.
Yep.
Now, Kris, will this be out before then?
Yes, absolutely.
Then they've got 24 hours to get in.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
Last minute notice, get your ticket.
Get your tickets.
Enjoy
your
the
tickets.
views of WA.
That's it, guys.
Now, we did have some questions. If we've
Okay.
got time for some questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fire
definitely.
The viewers.
Let's go.
The viewers, the listeners. Question number 1. Where's the after party?
Wow.
Well, that's Conrad's decision.
Conrad
Let's
might be
leave it
leading
to
the charge
Conrad.
on that one. Now,
Yeah.
I can say, touch wood, hoping the event is done early on the Sunday afternoon, packed down. Obviously, at an external venue, we have to bring all the equipment back to its home.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going to have all hands on deck. We have amazing volunteers here in WA who absolutely just get onto the charge when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
Very, very blessed.
Yeah.
So I think hopefully we're at maybe somewhere near the beach, I think,
I'm
based on
thinking-
the amazing backdrops we've seen. I
Oh,
think
Could be the CBH or
yeah,
I mean,
maybe down at Scarborough or
look out,
something.
potentially.
Coleslaw.
Have some burgers.
Have some burgers. What's the burger joint there in Scarborough that we?
Peach Pit.
Peach Pit.
Peach
You know,
Pit.
we've gone to Peach Pit before. I think
We've stayed
and
there for a long time.
We've stayed there. We've
Beyond
had
our
a lot of
welcome.
fun. Yeah, definitely so beyond our welcome.
If you want to sponsor us, Peach Pit, go ahead.
Yeah.
Peach Pit.
You can
Where
get-
you at?
We can get a burger truck at the at States.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, their burgers.
We had Varsity, unfortunately, they're not doing the burger truck anymore,
Oof.
which was a big hit. But instead, we got George's Kebabs.
Hey.
for,
Oh,
events.
George's kebabs.
I mean, everyone loves
Yeah,
that.
Guys,
Kebab.
George's
Gyros.
kebabs is the next level good.
So,
But
That's what we're looking at for the after party.
what's the next one?
Who do we think will water cut the most?
Dylan McIlroy.
Dylan McInroy.
Yeah. Sorry, Dylan. I love you to bits, but I've seen your potential.
Yeah,
and,
he's ripping out the sauna suit.
and I've seen you smiling in a sauna suit under immense pressure. So definitely Dylan.
Yeah.
He's what? He's 4 kilos. He's about 4.5, 5 kilos off at the moment. So
Yeah.
he's got a few weeks to drop, but
Yeah.
he's confident.
Look, he's done it
He's not
before.
scared.
He's
7
not.
kilos,
Yeah.
he's not scared.
No,
No,
definitely
he's
not.
not scared.
Nah.
Who do we think our overall top 3 on GL points, men, women?
Ooh.
Let's go the women first.
Oh, yeah, separate.
Okay,
Okay.
Let's look at some names.
Well, look, I'll go.
Who's your top 3, Kris?
Depending on like Nat will be the number 1 favorite. I mean, based on Night of Champions, she was in the 100s. I think her GL is.
Yeah, same thing
You know,
for Worlds. Well beyond.
I don't think anyone else is quite in the 100s yet.
Yep.
So I think Nat will definitely be a fair shot at number 1. Number 2, then it starts to get interesting. I think Kelly will be up there in the low 90s, mid 90s, and then I think you've probably got Tao, Jackie, pushing around that high 80s to early 90s as well. So that would probably be my pick for top 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would also be surprised if depending on the total of Kelly as well and Tao and Jackie, we might have Steph Yosia based on the current totals.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Get
absolutely.
up those ranks as well. So
Absolutely.
I
She'll
would
be up there.
definitely agree with that top 3, and I think we can see some people kind of come out of the woodwork. Hayley Hill, who was ranking very high, unsure of her GL points, but once again, if she knocks up a big total, we might see those points very much increase.
Yeah, I mean a mid to high 400s in that 76 will definitely push her up into the mid 80s. So yeah, she'll be a contender as well.
Yep. What about our top 3 men?
Oh, Leonardo.
It's hard to
Mr.
go past
Leonardo.
Leo. It's really hard. If
I mean,
Adam
74 doing somewhere above 700-ish.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna struggle to get anywhere near that. So
Yep, and obviously if Adam's doing WA States, we will look at him being definitely
Yeah,
in our rankings as
yeah,
well. We
yeah.
don't have Gibbo this time. Oh, well, he's
No.
got some time, actually.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
still. He
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 might,
might
change his
come out of
mind.
the woodwork,
He could potentially do it.
which then means that top 5 battle in those 93s moves to one spot open, possibly.
Whoa.
So maybe this is Callan's calling. I don't know, but I know he's been broing out with some arm workouts and having a bit of a break, which
Good
is
on him.
great.
Good on him.
So yeah, I definitely think we're going to see Leo, possibly Jonesy,
Yep.
taking up that. And then I don't think it's too far to say. You've scrolled down there, Mina, on a tech guy, Tristan Sunday,
Yep.
Yeah.
Samisi, these under 120s,
Yeah.
Adam Walsh, they knock up big numbers as well.
They do.
I
Yeah.
think that third spot is actually a wild card.
Yeah. No, definitely potential there. We look at Tristan's, Sunday's, total and
Sorry, Mina, getting a bit close to you there.
oh, that's okay.
Is that a new belt buckle?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
I'd love to
fantastic.
show everyone. It's a wolf.
Is that Mongolia?
That's from Mongolia, yeah.
Wicked.
So yeah, thank you so much for picking that up. I really
Alright.
wanted to show everyone. But look, the men's in the under 120s, with some of their numbers, could be knocking up pretty.
Yeah, and
high
then
over
look,
the
I think
third.
someone like Jenko or one of the other 83s, right? If they're pushing above 700, that's got to put them right up. Right.
We
up
also
as well.
forgot about the sweeper himself, Cody Wilkes.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely.
definitely Cody. Yeah.
I actually think Cody's actually, and
Yeah.
we've only just scrolled past, and
I
sorry,
was trying to
Cody.
find that 800.
Yeah, we're
that's what I
going
was
through,
scrolling.
but
Yeah.
if Cody's at 805 and he's knocking up bigger
Okay.
than that, I really think he could be almost gunning for that top spot.
Yeah, actually,
he's going to be pushing that up.
yeah, definitely. I mean, with an 805 total, with under 105, you're gonna have a huge, big GL number.
Good.
Yeah, wild
Yeah.
cards.
Good.
Now we had Chris Ball, legendary referee
Mm-hmm.
here in WA national level. He said some advice for weigh-in. So I definitely think just making sure, guys, to reiterate, when you get to your weigh-in, you've got to have your first attempts, you've got to have your ID, you've got to have your rack heights, and you've got to have your annual update of sports integrity anti-doping course level 1 on hand. If you don't have any of those 4 things ready to go, the referees will kick you to the back of the line for weigh-in. So just make sure you've got those on hand, ready to go at weigh-in. You don't want to be water cutting or cutting, and then all of a sudden you go to weigh-in, you're missing something, and you get back to the line. That's going to suck.
Yeah, definitely.
APU member number as well.
APU member number. Thank you, Chris. Forgot that one.
And probably just on that, we're going to run a tech meeting.
We will run a
So-
tech meeting.
so-
The tech meeting will run on the Friday night.
Yeah.
I am hoping that the tech meeting will actually run at the venue itself, so people can have a little bit of a walkthrough.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got to double check the bump in times. It's going to be absolutely crazy setup. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to have anyone, especially if this is your first state championship, if you haven't maybe gone to nationals or international, I definitely highly recommend you come to the tech meeting, or at least your coach, to understand how the flights will work. We can do any changes on that schedule up until the tech meeting. So, the night before, we might have a few dropouts. We might have a referee down. We don't know. So we need to make sure that we give you guys the updates, and that tech meeting is the best place to hear them.
Can't stress it enough. Even if you're an experienced lifter, this is the first time at that venue, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be hunting around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning going, where's the weigh in? Where do I get gear check?
Yeah.
Honestly, we work really efficient. We will get
Definitely.
you in and out of there within the half an hour, where we don't mess around.
Yep.
So
That's it. No, it's definitely
And
good.
Like I said, if you can't make it, bully your coach so at least they know what's going on.
yeah,
definitely.
definitely of benefit though. I mean, if you're curious to understand, what the venue is, especially outsourcing this venue outside of where we currently do it. Tech meetings where to go, guys. So make sure you join that.
Yeah.
It's good to understand, where things are located, so we're not all confused and whatnot. So
It's also a good final reminder for equipment. I know we shouldn't have to talk about what equipment to bring for a state championship, but the amount of deadlift socks that Jacob sold at the last local meet,
I'm actually
Just
hoping
insane.
no one else brings their deadlift socks or t-shirts and they buy some SC merch. But yeah, you are correct. You guys have to make sure you are wearing the IPF approved gear, t-shirts,
affiliate shirts.
affiliate shirts. So you can check the APU affiliates on the APU website. You must be wearing an affiliate shirt. If they are an unaffiliated team or gym, you will not be allowed to wear that shirt on the platform. And I know from experience, you don't want to be scrambling going to Kmart, because they, on a Sunday especially, they don't open until 11.
11 o'clock.
So if you got to get a shirt, man, you're either running home or someone's dropping it off, and it's
Yeah.
just chaos. You
And
want
look, that's
remove that away from your mind. If you don't want to wear, you don't have an approved affiliate tee, go buy an SBD, go buy an A7 standard. It'll fit great.
Or, worst case, just to be safe, go buy plain black. you know,
Yeah.
Plain black
no
Kmart.
logo on it from
Can't go
Kmart,
wrong.
$5, and then that way you know you're safe, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, any of if you've got the affiliates and they're registered, order your shirts now.
Yeah.
Like, if you're looking at an East Coast team or an affiliate here in WA, you got to be making sure you get onto it now.
That's
so you've
right.
got it in time and you can try it.
Merch shop QR code up here somewhere for the.
Probably not a bad one if you want some SC merch. Fantastic, thank you, Chris. We're in the pinnacles, boys.
Oh, guys, look at that.
Fantastic.
Any more questions, Jasoff?
No more questions. Any more
Okay.
advice for the athletes? I think we've covered most of it.
Look,
Comp standards, guys.
Comp standards, that's the big one.
yeah,
Next 4 weeks, dial it in.
that's it. We're obviously really excited. I mean, I'm personally, I'm super excited to actually see such a magnificent event come about.
Yeah.
Based off our last competition and the qualifiers to come into this.
I think we're seeing a new age.
we are seeing.
This is the beginning of quite a new age
Yeah.
in local level talent here in WA. We're going to see a lot of up and comers. We're seeing veterans.
Mhm.
We're seeing big players on the board. It's a very exciting competition.
Definitely
Absolutely.
so. But look, it's going to be great. 2nd to 3rd December.
Spectator tickets can be purchased at the door
Mhm.
of the event. We will release information on the event via our social media channels, so Strength Club Perth, Intrepidus Strength, and the APUWA page.
Very
So
good.
make sure you follow those and stay in tune of what's going on. And live streams, Chris, what's the go with the live streams?
Got to work that out.
Got to work that out.
Got to get two platforms,
Yeah.
but we'll sort that for sure. We'll make sure both platforms are streaming, that they're not glitchy, and that there's, if we can, if we've got enough volunteers, we'll make sure someone's on the mic as well to talk to you about what's happening.
Yeah.
Look, if we look back at last competitions, live stream has been so really, really good in terms of the quality of the output. The volunteers actually putting time forward to actually discuss what's happening.
Yep.
I have no doubt at all that we're going to be putting on a really good live stream, and
It's a critical part. We got a lot of people, like particularly in WA, right? It's a very transitional city. We got lots of people from overseas. Yeah, we get well into the thousands of views on all of our live streams, and so there's a lot of family overseas that want to watch 2 a.m, 3 a.m, all that sort of stuff. It's our duty to put on a good live stream for
That's
those
it.
people. So
And we've got obviously a very large venue to hold the amount of spectators. On average, our athletes are bringing 5 spectators per person. If you've got 28 in a flight, I mean, do the maths. We need seats, and we've got 2 platforms going.
yeah,
We need some bums and seats. So
Yeah.
make sure you let your family know, your friends know. Come on down to probably what is going to be an absolute stellar event here in WA powerlifting.
awesome stuff. Guys, thank you so much. It's been
a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Chris, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
sweaty palms. It's
Yeah,
hot in this shed.
it's a little bit
Yes.
hot, but you know what? This will wrap up. And thanks for tuning into Burrows Loaded, the pre-game show. The next time we will see you is either at the tech meeting or at the comp.
At the comp. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.